What is my problem?
Welcome back to another night of Shtick with Koolfrogg. It's a Thursday night. That means it's a TikTok night. We're gonna have a good night tonight. Hopefully, America Shirts shows up. Join me on this one. If not, we'll still have a good time. We'll see. So, like I said, lives a TikTok night. I noticed that he put a bunch of stuff up within the last week, last few days. Should be fun. Let me bring this up here. There's a couple of them that have some songs and have some music in them. Morning, Grimsbar. And let's bring this up here. Make sure that there's some sound just in case. So to start off with, we really won't read this one because she says some things that we don't need to be saying tonight. But this lady has some things to say. It's kind of interesting, kind of cringe.
Kids just popping in with an update to let you know everything is shaping up nicely for Christmas Eve. Santa, Mrs. Claus, and all the eligible elves have had their booster shots. Santa is well kitted out in the best layers of protection. His mask is well fitted and the sleigh is naturally ventilated. So I am happy to report that Santa has the all clear to take off. I'm all
Santa has it all clear to take off. Because, he's got his jab and he's good. So then this one says the unstable person is a child psychologist and a professor. That's always concerning.
Identified as a woman or a man, but they them doesn't work for me because of my abuse history, so my pronouns have just kind of defaulted at she. But I'm like, why do I have to be identified in terms of a gender? Why can't I
You don't have to identify as a gender really, but there's only two.
identify with something that I actually identify with? So what do I identify with most? My brain! And I have a master's degree, which earns me the honorific of professor. So my pronoun should be the professor. Just anytime you would use a pronoun, just say the professor. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's a mouthful, I admit, but I can be identified by my brain. Oh my God, I'm loving this. I never identified as a woman.
Oh my God. Where's Gilligan, the skipper? We got the professor. Oh, let's not go too far here. We don't want to show you everything. Oh, look at that. It's America Shirts. How's it going, buddy? Oh, that's not working. He's here, but we don't hear him. So, hello? Are you here?
Is this thing working?
There you are.
Oh, good. Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, have a good night?
Sure.
Sure. We're just going through some lives of TikTok stuff or whatever. This lady right here at the top of your screen or whatever, she identifies as a professor. I kind of asked where the Skipper and Gilligan were.
Oh,
You want to? You
as
can
the
check that one
professor?
out real quick here. Yeah, you want to hear this? This is interesting. She
Oh
says
God.
she's an unstable person. Is a child psychologist and a professor.
Or a man. But they them doesn't work for me because my
Oh,
I never
started at the
identified as a
beginning.
woman or a man. But they them doesn't work for me because of my abuse history. So my pronouns have just kind of defaulted at she. But I'm like, why do I have to be identified in terms of a gender? Why can't I identify with something that I actually
'Cause there's only
identify
two.
with? So what do I identify with most? My brain! And I have a master's degree, which earns me the honorific of professor. So my pronoun should be the professor. Just anytime you would use a pronoun, just say the professor. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's a mouthful, I admit, but I could be identified by my brain. Oh my God, I'm loving this.
Her mentally unstable brain.
God.
She's gonna be known as the professor.
Oh my God. And you can, of course, you can see the color of her hair through the lighting in the background. It's obviously blue, as are most freak show feminists, third wave feminist freak shows. This weird teal or like blue or whatever.
Yeah, she's
Because it was green from the
she's
night before when they
strange.
dressed up like the Joker. Because that's what they all are. They're freaking comic book villains come to life. Yeah.
So we're gonna scroll down slowly because the one that's below it's a little graphic, but at the same time kind of interesting.
Oh my God, I don't know if it can be as graphic as something that I was listening to earlier today. Holy
It's-
crap. You want to
it's
talk
not-
about demented and
I mean,
you want to talk about degenerate. There's this freaking woman who faked her own rape. And she was
Oh.
in, what the freak was the magazine called? She was like thoroughly describing her turning into a male. It was that was pretty bad.
that sounds a little disturbing.
That was very disturbing. But I heard someone reading it off with smooth jazz, so it wasn't as bad. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay. I guess.
I didn't really stick around for the whole thing. It was just too crazy. I don't think the guy that was doing it actually read it all. But anyway,
Grimm's bar popped in. He said morning, but I don't know if
oh,
he's
it'll
still
top of the
around.
morning to you too.
So this next one says defund, and then it says, does Boston College get federal funding? The Boston College is awarded a 5-year, $1.7 million federal student support service grant. That's a lot of money. 1.7 mil.
It is a lot of money.
So then Abigail Shire says, this is from the professor at the Boston College. They intend to do this by all means necessary with or without parent consent or even knowledge. And she says, Dr. Maggie Price requested from her Twitter world, my team is creating a program to train high school staff in gender affirming practices. Please share widely. Are you a gender affirming high school staff or transgender or non-binary student? Join our study, share the experience, help improve high school for our trans youth. We've gone through this a couple times where I think we both pretty much agree with that, leave the students alone.
If you
And
touch
wait
our
until they're
children,
old enough to be.
you can go burn in hell. What?
Oh, right, or something like that. Let them wait until they're old enough to actually decide for themselves if they need to do something, to change their ways. You don't have to teach them that they should do it.
It's called mapping. MAP.
So this next one, we're gonna scroll past it kind of quick because, like it says, it's a little graphic or whatever, and I don't know what the YouTube's is gonna say about it. but you can see what's kind of going on there. Oh, it's great. I couldn't imagine sitting in that train. Oh, did you see it?
No,
Oh, you
it like
didn't see
glitched
it?
a little bit as you scrolled past.
Oh, he's laying.
Oh, I
He's
assume
laying.
that's.
And there's music, and that's why I'm not.
Oh,
Do you see what he did there?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my.
I'm like, what in the world? You got to be kidding me. Could you imagine being on that train and seeing that?
Yeah, first stop, I'll walk. I'll walk. I will roll myself somewhere if I have to.
Right? I'd get the fuck out of there right away. I ain't going to sit around and watch that. So then, you know, it's Liv's TikTok day. So, you know, there's lots of strangeness that are going on. So this Michigan school held a 20-day equity challenge. Some of the examples include avoid calling America the land of opportunity, join a BLM protest, and white privilege checklist. I got to turn, I had Nick Ricada going on in the background. I have to turn him down a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
freaking get Nick off this stream. Who invited him anyway? Get him
Right.
off.
So it says scientist Dr. Maxwell Maltz says the 21 days is an amount of time needed to create a habit. According to 21-day equity challenges, they're designed to offer participants the chance to deliberately focus on issues of equity and daily basis. By building an equity habit, we believe we can learn how to more effectively understand and celebrate our differences. Now, the 21 days to create a habit is actually true. So, I mean, it only takes 3 weeks for you to create a habit.
Which is why there was what was it? 3 weeks to slow the spread.
Yeah.
What?
It was only 2, so we didn't
Oh
even
yeah. Oh
create
yeah.
it.
2.
We weren't
2
trying to
weeks
make
slow
a
the
habit
spread.
out of it.
Oh God, I'm giving him too much credit.
Right. We weren't even given it enough time to create the habit. Farmington Public Schools invites the adults of the Farmington Hills community to embark upon 21 days of learning with us by participating in a 21-day equity challenge. For equity challenges fashioned over the United Way in Southwest Michigan's 21-day equity challenge, but this is curated to contain information about the very diverse population within our own community. I'm not really going to read the rest of this or whatever. It's easy to find. We're going to go look at this. Here's the 21 days. Joining late or want to review previous day's materials, find all equity challenges content here. And you can, you know, apparently if you go to the website, you get to click on each day. And you can see it's got Indigenous people, it's got equity and equality, identity and intersectionality, racial identity, race and class privilege, ableism. You know, there's a Hispanic, Latino perspectives, Asian American perspectives, Black and African American perspectives. It's just implicit bias.
Because all people with dark
Diversity.
skin
It's like anything and
that
everything
look
you
like
can
black
possibly
people of the
think of.
United States, they're all the same.
Right.
We'll just group them all together. There's
Yeah,
no
just-
differences in ethnic background whatsoever. As long as your skin is the same color, you're just the same thing, right?
Well, that's what they. I don't. Apparently not. So then there's a checklist to go along with it. In the statement,
How much do you
Applies
hate
to-
yourself? A lot.
yeah,
Good job.
if the statement applies to you, give yourself a point. If it does not apply to you, give yourself 0 points. At the end of the tally, the number of points you have overall. If you're an educator, do this exercise a second time from the perspective of a student
So is
who
this like
struggles
counting points like golf?
in schools. So I mean, you can actually go into a perspective of being a student and taking it again. What would my students actually do? One, when I was in school, the majority of my teachers were from my racial background. Yep, I can hit a 1 on that one. I grew up in a community where people did not have to lock their doors for safety. Absolutely. Back when I was a kid, we didn't have to worry about our doors being locked because we didn't worry about somebody walking down the street and trying to break in to do something.
Yeah, nowadays, if you don't do that, someone will come in and give you a jab. What? I
3.
don't
My
know.
parents could attend my school meetings and events without struggling with the lack of transportation or inflexible work hours. Well, I mean, my elementary school was 2 blocks away from my house. So, I mean, it wasn't, it wasn't that they didn't have transportation or whatever. They just didn't care. They didn't go. Teachers in my K through 12 schools perceived me to be someone who came from a good home. Well, that's neither
That's
here
pretty
nor there.
that's pretty subjective.
It's really dependent on the person. How you feel is a good home. I mean, most kids these days kind of feel that a single parent home is a good home. I mean, I had access to a car that I was allowed to drive when it became legal driving age. I didn't actually, but I didn't really care either.
Oh, by the
Nice.
way, hell, I mean, the question before, I mean, they think that having a 2 lesbian household,
Oh yeah,
two,
yeah.
2
right.
lesbians in a household like that's
Right.
the okay.
I got
standard,
2 dads. We'll get into the 2 dads here in a little bit.
Oh my god.
I had access to a car that I was allowed to drive and become a legal driving age. I mean, I didn't either. My primary caregivers, I had parents owned our home when I was growing up. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
the rest of us have
They
lesbos, so
kind
can
of
you
owned
just
the home.
no.
They were paying for it. They were paying the bank. So it's like it was under their name. It didn't mean that they actually owned it right away. Something happened, they didn't own it anymore. The majority of the characters in the books I read and shows I watched and toys I played with as a child were from my racial background. Nope. I played with G.I. Joes.
I mean, if a dinosaur is from my racial background, well, actually,
Right.
no. The dinosaur would be
I
from
played
some
with
of
the
these other
dragon.
people's racial backgrounds, since the lizard people and all that. What?
I played with the dragon on a regular basis. That's why I identify
You must be a
as
lizard person. I'm
dragon.
sorry.
What's that?
You must be a lizard person then, I guess. I'm sorry. We all must just be.
Yeah, I'm a
all
dragon.
must just be lizard people.
I've never had to move because we could not afford the mortgage or rent. What? I never had to move because we could not afford the mortgage or rent. Well, I mean, no, we didn't move. I guess I would get 0 points for that one. I did not have to work in high school and college in order to help pay for family expenses. Well, I didn't work to pay my family expenses. I worked to get my own stuff. I did it on purpose because I'm like, oh, I want some stuff. I want to buy things for myself. I don't really, whatever.
You selfish bastard. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? I did it for personal reasons. I've never been asked, what are you? No, I actually had never been asked, what are you?
What are you?
I am not asked by people if they can touch my hair because it is different or interesting.
Well, okay, so we're
Somebody
playing
asked me to touch my hair and be like, get away.
And then we're asked, what are we? And then now they're going to ask us about our hair. I mean, aren't we lizards? Like, what hair do we have? Oh, it's
don't
feathers,
touch my
right?
hair.
Right? Didn't dinosaurs have feathers or whatever, right?
It's my hair.
Common bullshit now. Stupid crap.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. It's scaly. Come touch my scaly skin because I'm a lizard. At least one of my parents have a college degree. Nope, neither one of them. They both worked their butts off all their life. They worked hard too. As a child, I was taken to plays,
I was
museums,
taken up into an
libraries,
alien
and
spaceship.
ballet, summer camp, and other cultural events. I mean, the ballets in there as well, So, I mean, no, none of those. They never took me to any of those.
I was taken up to an
They
alien
didn't. They
spaceship
didn't have
with Demi
time to do
Lovato.
it. They worked their butts off.
We all were
I have
smiling
gone
and
on
happy.
vacation outside of the city or town where I live. I think we went once, maybe twice. We went to a zoo one year, and we went to Mount Rushmore another year.
Ooh,
But they
fun.
weren't like one year to the next or whatever. It was like we did one when, like I was 5, and we did one when I was like 8 or something. So, it took them some years to save up the money to go on in the next trip. People in my family were able to go to any college. Like he says, this Grimspar says this checklist is outdated. Trans privilege is a thing now.
Wait, what did he say? Trans what?
Trans privilege is a thing now.
Oh my god.
People in my family were able to go to any college they qualify for because of the GI Bill. They didn't go to college because they didn't want to. They worked their butts off.
Well, you could say that about
Grimspar says I'm a beautiful butterfly. 16. I can go shopping alone fairly well, assured that I will not be followed or harassed by a store employee who considered me suspicious because of my race or class. No, because at that time we could do whatever we wanted without somebody actually looking at us like we're going to do something, because we were groomed to go and steal things.
Yeah, you weren't told every.
Grimspar
Can you
said
hear
he
me?
went to
Okay.
ballets.
He went to ballets.
He, as a beautiful butterfly, he went to ballets on a regular basis.
Oh.
People in my family were not barred from moving in the suburbs or given subprime mortgages because of their race. Well, nobody should ever be barred from moving into any suburb. I mean, you can't go into the suburb and be a thief. You're not going to be able to afford shit.
Realtor.com would disagree with you.
You're not
You should be
able to-
going into neighborhoods with high crime rates. You should be. That's the way
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah,
You
they
all
want to
should
take
go
away all
here,
that.
flood here.
Most of the people I went to high school with attended a 4-year college or university after graduation. Nope.
Yeah, they're all freaking
maybe
insane.
A handful.
They're all like
Right.
these moron idiots that write this stupid bullshit.
Right. There was only like maybe a handful that actually went right after. I mean, there was probably some more. There's probably more than I can actually think of or whatever that, because there's quite a few of them that actually got some decent jobs or whatever. But
Yeah, they all got shipped over to a
I squashed
reindoctrination camp.
my Facebook page on the 1st of December on purpose or whatever, because I'm like, I don't really, whatever. It was just, bogus bullshit or whatever. But yeah, the couple of them that were out there, it was like lawyers and stuff or whatever. But yeah, they're all like, oh yeah, vote Democrat. It's like, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I feel down. I feel depressed. I couldn't get some of my papers in on time or whatever at the college. And then, oh, you know what? I think I know what your problem is. What's your problem? You know how you think that you're a male? It's like, yeah, well, maybe you're actually female. And just solved everyone's problem after that, right?
Most of the people I went to high school with attended we already read that one, sorry. Conversations about the national heritage and civilization prominently and positively feature people of my race and instrumental in making our society what it is. Well, I guess, I mean, to continue growing as a civilization, you have to have like 2.4 kids or something like that. So if you didn't have children or whatever, there's reasons why there's decline. I had more than 20 books in my home when I was growing up. Nope, absolutely not. There were when we were little kids. There's, plenty of little kids books, but I totally remember bringing, I had a book with me the last time I went to my parents' house. I brought They're Lying to You by Jim DeMint. And I was reading it, and my mom's like, "What are you reading?" And I told her whatever, and she's like, "Huh, that's weird." I'm like, "What?" And my wife was reading Mein Kampf.
Oh my God.
She says, "Why are you reading that?" And she says, "Well, because it's nice to know that things that happened in the past or whatever." And my mom's like, "Oh, see, we never really read books." I'm like, I just kind of gave her that look, like, exactly. That's why I do read books. Did everyone? Grimsbar says, "Did everyone else in your school go to college, but your family was too poor?"
Who's that for?
It was Grimsbar. He asked the question. He's like, "Did everyone else in your school go to college, but your family was too poor?" Self-loathing privilege. No, not necessarily, because I did end up going to college at the age of 24 or whatever, when I was able to actually apply for student loans and stuff.
Oh my
Now
God,
that
anybody
I'm
anymore? It's just like,
now that I'm
oh
40,
my God, free
now
money
that
from the
I'm
government.
43 and I still owe on the same student loans, I mean, it is what it is. Last one. I have never been told that I'm well spoken or articulate because I speak standard English. I'm not Obama, so no, I was never
Hold up
told
one
that I was
second.
well spoken.
Gotta deal with my dog again.
I mean, ridiculous. So, this is kind of upsetting. It plays music, so I'm not going to actually play the sound on it. But this is Dante Wright's family just after Kim Potter got her conviction. They're sitting in the courtroom, and watch what they do. So, I mean, yeah, that's justice for you, right? Kind of disturbing. It actually has music to it. That's why I didn't play the sound. It's just grow up, people. I'm not going to play the sound on this one either because she actually sings a song. Or actually, I can for a little bit.
It's because we're in the room because they don't like men.
She doesn't like men, and I get it.
Do you want us to maybe do a little experiment and step in another room while you take over?
Sure. Did you not want to say anything else because the boys were in here? I think. Oh, I get that a lot. Okay.
She ends up singing to him. I mean, not that I don't believe in premonitions or whatever, because I mean, obviously, sometimes there are things. I gotta stop here. Grimsbar says, talking about the checklist. Oh yeah, no, I got that you were talking about the checklist on the last question. I understood that. I just, I'm past tired for whatever, dealing with the kid today, and I don't feel like going to bed. I just wanted to do my show, and I'm like, yep, I'm here. So some of my commentary is a little whatever. Cheeky.
You are here, and so are we.
So this is, let's play
I'm
a
non-binary,
guess.
two-spirited.
Let's
So.
play a guess on the city. This is pictures from my car window after a smash and grab. I was out of the car for a few minutes to grab some food and a couple 100 feet away. And look at all the stuff that's still in there. What did they not grab? What did they grab? Did they just do the smash and forget to grab? And then it gave a poll. I went with Seattle. I mean, it's probably, California or whatever. I mean, it does say, I'd like to apologize for Philadelphia and LA for leaving them out.
Oh.
So, I mean, there's chance that it could be almost anywhere, though, these days, because, people just like to do that. He left out Minneapolis as well. Yep. After the Kimberly Potter stuff today, I wouldn't doubt that Minneapolis would just lose a police force or whatever. I would almost assume that a majority of them will walk away.
Yeah, they'd be stupid not to.
You heard about that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll turn the volume up on this one. So this is a homeless drug addict who's attacking people on the train in LA with a handheld flamethrower.
What the hell?
Talks crap to that person. You can see the train's high speed. It's moving.
Jeez.
Handheld flamethrower. It's a can of aerosol hairspray, whatever.
Just like lights it up and it's like, well, he's a dumbass because that could explode in his hand, blow up in his face. Of course, he's a homeless druggie, so
this,
what the hell
this
does
one
he know?
says deplatform white parents. The media allowed misinformation and framed debates of the trans identity and race and education and the change. So there's something from any decision about their children's education. They want to use taxpayer money to push gender ideology and CRT with no obstruction. Grimspire says he's repealing aliens with fire.
I did. They look kind of similar to that.
So a woman robs a Rite Aid, which is, I don't know, where, around you or whatever they call it, a convenience store of sorts or whatever, near Venice Beach in LA, armed with a pickaxe. Or, I mean, it looks like a fairly large, grocery store-ish type place.
Where the hell do you get a pickaxe in Los Angeles?
I'll be back in a few minutes and I'll give you whatever the fuck you need. Come on now. Let that shit go. I'm not fucking around, so I love you. I love you. Okay. I'm not fucking around. One chance on that. Hold on. Just give me one turn. With the ice pick. No. Just give me one turn and give me a bitch together. Come on now. Hey, what the fuck? I don't need shit. I smell like skunk when I'm. Look here.
I need this shit because I don't want to smell like a skunk.
Don't say shit. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet and follow suit. They don't know nothing. They're very big. They're very smart.
They don't know nothing.
They think that shit don't stink. They so fucking ready. And they think that shit don't stink.
I mean,
Wow.
Damn.
Just wow.
I'm going to walk around with a pickaxe.
Again, where the hell do you get a pickaxe?
Where do you get a pickaxe?
I mean, was she out mining and it was like, you know what? Let's go rob a Rite Aid or a convenience store. Like, what the hell?
That's
I was out doing my
hilarious.
quarry work today, like they did in the 1800s, and I decided that, I'd go rob a convenience store. Because, I didn't want to smell like a skunk after working with a pickaxe all day. I mean, I don't know. What the hell? Like, I don't, how does this happen? I do not even understand if this is clown world on another level.
I like Grimsbar. He's funny. He's like her. Pick up some tampons when you're at the store. Proceeds to the Rite Aid and goes martyr on some maxi pads.
Oh my.
Yeah. This one says, imagine being a they them teacher. We should not cave to someone's delusions. She actually sings the song that gets written above her head or whatever throughout the thing. It's 32 seconds, but I'm still going to leave it alone just because of the song. It was kind of upsetting. I'm like, oh, dang, it's too bad she tried singing it because she totally butchers the song.
Coming out to my
Lord, do you
students.
want them? You'll have them. Grimsbar. So another lady thinking that she can come out to her students, they're again, stay away from my children.
So today I came out to my students. Here's a little story. So in my 5th grade classroom, we have a unit where we talk about identity and how people identify. And we talk about traditions and customs that are handed down from ancestors and things like that. So I modeled for the kids today how I identify myself.
Oh, you modeled.
And in doing so, I told them
did
that
you?
I identify as a mom, as a sister and a daughter, as a teacher. I said, and I identify as a cis woman. And I explained what that was because they had no idea what I was talking about.
Of course they
And then
don't.
I
As they
said,
should.
and I identify as gay. In my 17 years of teaching, I've never come out to my kids before. And I was so nervous to even say it out loud to them, but they didn't even bat an eye.
I would be too.
It
I'd
was
think
really
that I'd
awesome.
lose my job.
They didn't bat an eye because they were staring at you in awe, like, what the hell?
Like, what are you talking about, lady? My mom told me that there's only boys and girls.
One of them raises their hand. My mommy told me you were a freak. My daddy said that. Oh, we won't go into that. I'll get in trouble.
They always look like this. TheDailyMail.com. Thumb-sucking pedophile 60 who identifies as a 5-year-old girl comes to court dressed as an elf as she admits breaching sexual harm ordered by approaching and kissing 2 girls.
Oh, for the love of God. Where was this at? England?
I'm not so positive. It's the Daily Mail, so I mean, it could be almost anywhere. Down here, it says Kent Police. So, wherever Kent is, it says there's
Good
3 photos.
Lord.
Oh,
Yeah, that
there's
face
not
looks
3
punchy.
photos.
Coming after little girls.
Okay, so
Oh my God, this video. I saw this video like 5 separate times.
This
today.
is not a parody.
Oh my God.
We need to talk about sexual assault in the metaverse. A woman was recently groped in Horizon Worlds, Facebook, aka Meta's virtual reality social media platform. The platform is actually still just in beta phase, and already sexual assault is occurring. Meta referred to the incident as absolutely unfortunate,
Yes,
and said that the victim should have used Safe Zone, a tool that puts a protective bubble around you if you feel threatened. But I have a bit of an issue with this because it puts responsibility on the person being attacked to find their way out of it. And sexual assault in virtual reality is nothing.
Really? It's on the person that's being attacked to protect themselves. You think?
New. It's been happening for years. This article went viral a few
Been
years
happening
ago.
for
A woman
years.
describing her experience being groped in virtual reality. One of the players took off her helmet, started rubbing her chest, and it just got worse from there. The whole point of virtual reality is to be in a space that is virtually indistinguishable from physical reality, which means these traumas are still incredibly violating, even if it's in a digital space. We need to figure out where we draw the line in our increasingly digital worlds.
Right there, right on her neck. That's where you draw the line.
And it's also important to recognize that real world problems don't disappear just because you put a virtual reality helmet on. We need to take safety seriously and try to get this right.
God. They're already trying to normalize the metaverse. I mean, this is like literal science fiction. I mean, this is literal. Like, I mean, this is what was in the freaking movie. Oh my gosh, just forgot the name of it. Ready Player One. It's like the entire world is trash. You're all shoved into all of these crammed cities, and then put your virtual reality goggles on, and just pretend like nothing's happening. Like just play games and just play pretend and live in a virtual world, and like nothing's going on. I mean, it's kind of basically
Grim Sparses. Wait, what?
I mean, this is insane. This is like the creation, like the beta of the freaking Matrix or whatever. I mean, this is insane. Right. And it's like, well, now we need to be concerned with virtual reality groping. Like, what the hell? Just normalize it, people. It's been going on for years. Even though the metaverse has only been out for a couple of months or whatever, officially. That's it. I think it is.
So, just a typical day in New York City. You can see it's all blurred out.
Yo, come here. Here. No, I'm calling the cops. Oh.
It slips and falls.
God. Oh my gosh.
What? Just a typical day in New York City. Nothing new. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh.
Cult. John Lewis, Pete Buttigieg on my tree, and Justice Sotomayor.
Oh my God.
Nice spot.
Now that red ball needs to just have Mao Zedong's face on it, and we'd be good.
Well, so that's the thing is if you could actually take the picture and actually zoom in on it without the pixelation actually going away, you could probably see the person that's taking the picture.
Oh wait, that's Pete Buttigieg. Actually, scratch that. Are they? Let's not go with Mao Zedong. Let's just put Klaus Schwab's face right there on the ornament right there. There you go.
I hate this. Why is every video?
And then she's got to get a Bill Gates one,
It's
and then they can sit up there with Fauci.
So this guy,
because we love our Bill Gates.
Teacher records himself showing off pictures of himself dressed in drag to his students.
We are going to be reacting to my drag. Yay! Here's the first picture.
Ooh, I love the hair. The makeup on the makeup is spotless. Yes, I love it. I don't know if this is reflection or just like part of your makeup, but there's like white on your nose.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, the white eye.
Next.
Okay. Oh.
What do you think?
It's new. It's a look, I guess. It's a style, I guess.
It's giving the ring vibes.
Let's move it. Oh! It's like the before and the after.
The before and the after.
When you're feeling okay, yes. When you're feeling amazing.
I want to punch that nose so hard.
He's oh my Lord, why did they do this?
Well, it's to groom your children. I mean, let's just be honest.
I mean, right, you could hear the voices of the children or whatever. So like, oh my God, they don't sound like they're anything older than 10.
Yeah, then it's like, let me show you a picture of a man in a bra.
Right? Why are you showing these
trying to
girls?
pose all sexual like, and let me show it to all these little children, and let me like distort and pervert their minds. Like that's.
So we're gonna go back to the one that's just above it real quick or whatever whatever. I got another person in here. I got Nerd Trumbull. He's actually in here. Hey, Nerd Trumbull, how you doing? He says, I had a teacher in high school who was one of the garage crew with Bill Gates. Gates cheated him out of his shares. Well, that's horrible. Glad that you could join us today.
Yeah, screw Bill Gates. Screw Bill Gates.
These ladies sing a song, so we're gonna.
Oh my God! No. Oh no!
But
you can play it. I'm
see-
just gonna scream no the entire time.
And they're all just dancing and singing.
Yes, because the hospitals are so chock full of all of these
And
people
you
for some
see
sort
our
of
first
tooth,
lady
you know?
standing there just as smiling at him, like, "Oh yeah, thank you for dancing."
She's
and
smiling. I
singing."
can't tell. She has a friggin' face diaper on.
No, I don't think she did.
Did she? Did she not?
I didn't think she did. We can go back a little bit, and when it scrolls a little bit, you'll see her standing there. And she just kind of smiles. But you see,
Oh no, she
no,
doesn't.
no
does she? No,
mask.
she
She's
doesn't.
just sitting there smiling.
Oh.
She's like, "Oh yeah, this is wonderful."
Well, you know, she's the elite that you can get away with that.
This one they actually show
You never
a
know,
better
though, in
clip
front of
of
a
it
camera.
down below. There's another time that it shows up, and they actually have like 3 videos of it. I don't know if
By
we're
the
gonna
way,
get
that
through all
video,
of it.
you should watch that video. That is the epitome of
Which
government
one?
propaganda.
Oh
the
yeah,
one that you were just
no,
the one they were
we
dancing
will.
around and stuff. I mean, oh my gosh! You talk about cringe, and you talk about just pure, like government thinks that you're the most dumb
We will.
ass people
We will
ever.
once we go down a little further. You'll see
mean,
what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh!
So this one, oh,
Holy
that's
shite!
right. This one actually goes and directs you to Rumble. So being that it would do that, I'm not going to actually do that one because it would take me to actually go and reshare or remove this screen, share a different screen. And, like I said, we're trying to keep ourselves around an hour, so we got another 12 minutes or so. And this lady,
Here's how I classically condition people to use the correct pronouns. Okay, so when someone's first introduced to either your pronouns or someone else's pronouns, when you introduce them or when that person introduces them, you say, "Oh yeah, my pronouns are she, her," or "My pronouns are she, they," or "Their pronouns are they, them." And every time I poke my nose, right, and then
yeah, what the hell
she shouldn't be touching her nose, especially now in this day and age or whatever. She might be trying to spread something.
Oh, the Omicron! Oh my God! Everybody quake in fear.
Nerd Jumble called me out and calling the first lady the first lady. He says she's not the first lady. She's old Joe's handler. she's his butt wiper.
when that person keeps talking, they may make an error, and that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. But so say they say, "Oh yeah, when he did this," and you go, "Oh yeah, when they did that," right? Or like, "Oh yeah, they did that," right? Okay, so you do that a few times, right? Every time you do it, you go, boop, boop. And I'm sure you could do it in other places, but I do it on my nose. And then
You could do it in other places. What other places you want to do it in?
eventually you'll be talking, and maybe they'll slip up because people slip up, and you'll just go, so like, "Oh yeah, I saw him last week," and you're like, "Oh, I did it to my therapist today. They misgendered. She misgendered to someone I knew," and I said, "Oh, because I've corrected her enough times," and she was like, "Ah," and she got it. She fixed it. So.
Wow. And your
fixed
therapist is probably more than half your problem. We'll put it that way. You need more than a therapist. Actually, get away from those people. By the way, a lot of these people.
So I told you earlier we would get into these guys. This is this poor kid.
Oh my
This
God!
transgender man who gave birth slams the nurse who called him mom.
I mean, honest to God, though, like think about. What does that do to the kid? I mean, I've never really thought about this because, like, this never freaking happens in, normal real life. But, like, what does this do to the kid when the mother is pumping herself full of testosterone? Like, what does that do to the child?
Right? So, yeah.
But what the hell? We'll just keep
poor
abusing
kid.
our kids. What the hell?
Poor kid. How sad. So this one says
More people to
Seattle
add to the
is
list
a
of trash
hell.
and go burn in hell. What?
We kind of already know that Seattle's the way it is, but yeah, look at that.
Holy crap.
Look at that little area where there's tents attached to other tents and just trash everywhere. Living in pestilence, you're gonna catch.
But remember, the liberal
You're gonna live
cities,
more. You're gonna die of other diseases. Other
they're
than
so
trying to
liberal
think
and
that you're gonna
clean.
die from.
Believe
Look, shavers and
they
needles.
believe in the environment.
Yeah, they believe in the
Taking care of
environment.
it all.
They're so conservative.
So liberal. They just love Mother Earth. Especially when they can herd a bunch of people in a place and like just trash the hell out of it. But
just trashed. Just trashed. Oh, we're not going to watch this one because it actually talks about the coof and other things that actually go along with it.
For God's sake.
See, there I am. I'm a dragon.
Oh, yes, the dragon. Oh, my God. This is a cult. Indeed it is.
So, I mean, there's a couple things that actually were
If you click on that picture, is
Fauci
Fauci and Gates at the top of that friggin' Christmas tree.
See, you can see lives a TikTok says, well, it's my birthday this week. What a crazy year it's been. Never imagined this count it would become what it is today. Feeling extra grateful. Happy birthday, lives a TikTok.
Yeah, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
So we kind of
rounded.
You hit on the tree. So it's a cult. I mean,
that's all I could look at. I didn't
those
even
are
see
some
that other
awesome
thing until you
decorations that they got there. Well hung. Oh, that lady again. No, we're not going to listen to you again. This one. This is kind of disturbing. This is in Philadelphia.
My friend and his family got robbed at gunpoint leaving the Four Seasons in Philadelphia.
People are walking by.
You can see they just kind of walk
don't
up.
notice or don't care, or they're scared to get involved.
Oh, it's playing music. See, it shows a license plate.
I'm sure they
But
politely
it shows
asked
these
them.
guys just kind of walk up to this group of this whole family, rob each and every single one of them, take their stuff, and then go take off. And this is from Jack. He says, "Get out of the cities." Jack Posobiec.
And another
Never would
freak
have guessed
adventure.
by looking at it. A pedophile who's 60, who identifies as a female, is jailed for 20 months after having cocaine-fueled sex with a dog.
Well, if Cenk Uygur was the ruler of that country, that person would be out on the streets, and he would give them the Medal of Honor, the Medal of Freedom.
We're not judging people, Susan. We're just reading tweets and.
You're not, but
This girl. Damn music. See, look at that lovely flag. Oh, time to ruin the holidays, huh? She comes home from college and she pulls down the Trump flag and hangs up her rainbow flag.
Wow, she put it under the American flag? I'm shocked.
Right? That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I thought she was just going to throw them both down.
Grimm's bar. The dog tries to take half the possessions. That dude.
The dog goes to court.
Oh, she already came out to the students. So this is the one that I was saying. There's 3 videos. School board votes unanimously on the policy that would pay non-white teachers more and place them in work environments based on their race. Segregation. Here, a member defends the decision.
So I've had some conversations with some folks that work in our district, specifically those that would be a part of the BIPOC community. And I want to make a comment on some of the things that we've been hearing, specifically related to this whole idea of that we be segregating them. They feel isolated when they're alone. When you're one of a majority, it can be very isolating and lonely. To have a support system in place for them is not to segregate them. It is absolutely to support them. And my biggest fear is that we are going to lose talent because of the feeling of being unsupported by those within our district. And so it's not about trying to throw the few individuals we have into one building. It's about showing them that they aren't alone. And I think unless you've been in those shoes and have experienced that, I think we need to trust our staff and that they're saying that they're not feeling supported. And so I appreciate us taking that step to ensure that they do feel supported, because it would, I think it would be a real disservice to our students if we lost that talent.
Shtick, go ahead.
Wow. So
yeah.
the segregation of the Old South, I guess, was so that all of those POC people, as she called them, people of color, could just feel better about themselves. I guess they don't feel isolated. They're all herded into one ghetto or one community or whatever.
That
not allowed to live any other place.
Those persons
or,
persons
walk
of color.
any other place, go any other place.
Yeah, persons of color, which is fine. You can.
We say
call them what you
people kind, not mankind. People kind.
Yeah, people kind. So then this was actually somebody else before they actually voted on the yes to adopt the policy.
Question and also comment. Just wanted to reiterate a point that was stated, which is that we have roughly a little less than 4% as far as teacher professionals of color in the district, correct?
Correct.
And just to reiterate something else, I think we've had conversations in our policy committee, just so the public knows that our current students of color in the district represents around what number?
Last I checked, around 28%.
Yeah, okay. So I know that this has been one of the biggest concerns of our community as far as 466 focusing on our diverse population.
Correct, Nerd Trimble. In fewer words, we know better.
And I'd just like to echo what Erin has shared, and hearing members of the community, and even hosting one of our community events most recently, it was also shared that people just want to have the opportunity to know who are other people of color in the district that can be supportive and reach out to get guidance from, et cetera. And then we also hear from individuals who are educators quite often that people of color are also tapped on the shoulder quite often to give the perspective of what is it like to be a person of color, and also how to support those diverse populations. So it's just good to also be able to diversify our workforce so that way we can have more perspectives being brought in to represent the diverse populations that we serve. But last but not least, I just want to show my sincere appreciation to John Lustig, Superintendent Peterson, and the district leadership team with regards to sharing how this is important and sharing how the vision of how this is going to help the district in supporting our students and creating more global citizens who are diverse, understanding of diverse populations and backgrounds, and know how to interact with people that do not look like them. And that's also for our diverse populations who need to work with our white population too. So it creates global citizens at the end of the day. So thank you for this opportunity to have this conversation, this work being brought forward to us.
So, and I'm not positive on this, but it says it's the Mankato school. I'm sure there's multiple Mankatos across the United States. I know there's one here in Minnesota. Makes me kind of wonder, that one's just it brings you to the article.
What are the flags in the background there? I can't really tell.
That's what I'm thinking. This is Minnesota flag because it is the blue with a logo in the center. That's what I'm assuming that is. And then there's the American flag. And then I'm not quite sure what that is supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be the school's flag. But, you know, this is why I think it's kind of Minnesota or whatever, is because of that flag. I suppose if you actually clicked on it and went and read the article, we would actually find out. I'm not going to share. Yep, it is in Minnesota. Go figure. Communist state of Minnesota. That one's got a lot of words to it. We're just over our hour, and there's a couple more things that I wanted to try hitting on before we actually leave. I think this one is okay on sound.
Oh my god.
Oh no, she plays music.
Today is a special day. Want to know why? I had my abortion 2 years ago. It's my abobo-versary.
My abobo-versary? No. She's happy about that. She's like, yeah, I legally killed my child 2 years ago.
Woo.
Woohoo.
Now let's
Good
go to
for
the
you.
Satanic Temple or whatever you go to.
This is what happens when you close down asylums. Oh, there's music in the background on that one. That sucks. But yeah, look at that. Nice
Perfectly normal.
skirt, nice little 5 o'clock shadow. You know.
That's what all the sane
nothing
people
but a
do.
little bit of mental health. That's all.
Oh, and that person
And
looks really mentally sane.
this is going to be the last one that we're going to do. Because then I believe it goes
I am
into
stitching this video again to give further clarification.
where we were last
again,
time.
because cis people keep asking stupid questions. Again, I'm fed up with it. I go by any and all pronouns. This includes neopronouns.
Okay,
I am
dumbass.
non-binary, not gender fluid. My preferred pronouns are they, them. However, I go by any and all pronouns because I know that if I go by they, them, I will face misgendering, and I just don't have the mental energy for that. So if I go by any and all pronouns, people can't deliberately misgender me.
She doesn't have the mental energy to deal with that.
If I have told someone
Does she have
I
the
am
mental
non-binary
energy to like
and they
normally
refuse
function? Because
to
it
use
doesn't
any
look like she
pronouns
does.
other than she, her, I will get a little bit annoyed because that means that they are looking at me being female presenting and they only see me as a woman. They don't see me as non-binary. They don't acknowledge the fact that my gender identity.
Nerd Trumbull, I feel for your brother. That sucks. He says this someone who lost a child coming up almost a year ago. That girl makes him sick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It sucks.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
Right, very disturbing that somebody feels it's okay to share such a thing and be happy about it. I mean, that's just horrible.
Is non-binary. They just see me as a woman. I dress in a feminine manner because
Because,
non-binary.
you know, the other option on that was, you know, adoption as opposed to the abobo. And she could have adopted that child to somebody that could actually take care of it, that wants a child, such as Nerd Trumbull wanted his child, but his child passed. So, you know, she could have helped him out and, you know, allowed him to take care of that child. That child would have grown up with a decent parent as opposed to somebody that's, you know, happy that, you know, they took it out.
It doesn't equal androgyny. And non-binary people do not owe you androgyny. In fact, neither do trans people. The idea of passing in general is absolutely ridiculous. Just respect someone's gender identity. In the comment section, I said cis people be quiet. This includes queer cisgendered people. Cis people, you don't deserve a trophy for using people's correct pronouns because that is the bare minimum. And the cis people in my comments that are refusing to use the right gendered pronouns because I look like a woman can just shut up. I'm not giving you free emotional labor.
Are we supposed to worship
But you
you?
look like a woman, so I'm going to refer to you as a woman. I do not care. I am telling you I am non-binary. If you cannot respect that, shut up. Unlearn your transphobia. I'm not asking people to try and shoehorn in every single pronoun they can when they refer to me. I'm just asking for them to spice it up a little bit. A bit of diversity, you know? Oh, he's my girlfriend. Oh, their wallet's over there. Oh, she said that they don't really like that. It's that simple. What do I do if I don't know someone's gender and I don't want to ask them about their pronouns? Use gender-neutral language like they, them until they tell you otherwise. But they, them is plural. You can't use it in a singular way. Oh, the chef said that they wanted their onions to go over there. Look how easy that was. I am stitching.
Look how easy that was. I just use a proper sentence
For
as
once.
to, for the first time I used a proper sentence, and look,
In
that's
your
how
life.
easy it was. It's like, well, no, you were just saying the sentence the way it normally said. You weren't using your pronoun, you weirdo. Again, I'm sorry, Nerd Jungle. He says that his ex found out that she was pregnant but miscarried, had a seizure, had seizure meds with the pregnancy. Yeah, that's horrible. So, yeah, having her seizure meds interfere with the pregnancy is, I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than sorry that you had to go through that. That's horrible.
Yes, it's horrible. Very sorry.
Again, we weren't going to move on any further, but here's a nice little clip of Portland while I go.
Oh God, yes, Portland. How can we forget?
While I go and I pull up one more thing, and this one we're going to go and don't do that. It's making my computer think. Don't do that. Okay. So let's remove this and we'll reshare one screen. Oh, sure. That one.
Oh, would you looky there?
This one here. This is somebody. Whose website is this? Oh, this is your website.
Yeah.
So you can go to americashirtsourfirst.com and you can
It's
buy a
not
shirt from
FDA
this.
approved, unfortunately, but hey, we tried.
Whatever. The most based on the planet. There's quite a few nice t-shirts in there. Links aren't showing up for whatever reason.
Oh. Yes,
Maybe it's slowly processing it, so maybe it'll still pop up here before we're done. But you can see he's got multiple different styles of shirts. He's got his own product out there.
Indeed, I do.
He
the
does.
most base t-shirts on the planet.
Did you set up a promo code for us today?
I did.
You
did.
did.
The promo
Is it
code, the discount code is Koolfrogg.
Nice. And that's me. You can find me at Linktree/Koolfrogg. That's KOOLFROGG.
And if you want to share this, just to
re-emphasize, we'll definitely do that.
just to re-emphasize, that's do I have the volume? Yeah, I have the volume. That's cool.
Frog.
So
here we go. We'll add this.
So just to be clear, it's
Oops, I did that wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's Koolfrogg.
That's hilarious. Thank you on that. So then if you want to support me immediately, you can actually go to buymeacoffee/Koolfrogg. Again, that's KOOLFROGG. Koolfrogg.
Frog.
Thank you. Have a good night. Later.
Later, peeps.